Welcome to TV20 News. I'm Dan Monroe. Coming up on today's news, we visited the Cleveland Rape Crisis Drop-In Center to learn how they're assisting victims of human trafficking. Then, the Glenville Tarblooders varsity football team celebrated another winning season at the Rotunda of Cleveland City Hall. And finally, an Indiana Pacers player made his return to Cleveland in his old high school, St. Martin de Porres. But before we get to those stories, I am pleased to be joined by Jessica Trivisonno, Cleveland's Senior Advisor for Major Projects, and we'll be talking about a new grant the city received that will serve as a big help for the Lakefront Redevelopment project. Jessica, thank you so much for joining me.
Thanks for having me.
So Jessica, what is this grant and why is this such big news? What does this mean?
Sure. So the city learned on Friday last week that we were the recipient of nearly $70 million from the Reconnecting Communities Pilot Grant Program. It is one of the programs available from the U.S. Department of Transportation, and it is intended to help connect communities from two resources that had been affected by things like highways, railroads, things that really prevent people from getting to really cool utilities or assets, like in Cleveland or Lake Erie.
Now, for a grant like this, they don't just say, okay, here's the money. There must have been a team behind this to make this happen. And it must have been like a pile of paperwork. How did this all come about?
Yeah, so at the City of Cleveland, we have a small but mighty team working on the Lakefront project, including the North Coast Connector, and then also looking to identify federal grant opportunities. And so this was building on a federal grant that we received in October for $60 million. It's building on a state grant that we received earlier in the year, last year, for $20 million. So now we have over $150 million funded for the North Coast Connector.
That is an amazing start. So what can we see now for the Lakefront? Are we going to start seeing some action? Are we still looking to raise more funds? What's up for that next?
A little bit of both. So for the North Coast Connector, it's a big project. It goes from West 3rd all the way to East 18th, and it includes bringing the shoreway down to grade. So people are familiar with the shoreway, kind of going through all of that really tight turns and those weaves. What the project will do is remove the Main Avenue Bridge, bring it down to grade at West 3rd, and go all the way. What we have funded is to East 9th. So somewhere between East 9th and East 12th is where that portion will go for the shoreway. And then we'll also be able to make improvements to West 3rd and to East 9th to help folks who are trying to go from downtown to all of the incredible amenities like the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and the Great Lakes Science Center, get to those amenities safely. And then the kind of piece de resistance of the whole project is the North Coast Connector land bridge.
Yes, now this land bridge, I've heard a lot about it. It's going to be a real game changer. What is this land bridge supposing, what's it going to look like and how can it funnel people to and from to the lakefront?
Yeah, so the land bridge and thinking about how to get people from downtown to Lake Erie has been a goal of Cleveland mayors and administrations for over a century. This is the 17th iteration of a lakefront master plan, and this iteration includes the land bridge, which is, it will take people from Mall C, which is right outside of the convention center, over this beautiful sort of arching park-like structure that goes over, it's a 60-foot bluff actually, to get from where Mall C is down to the lake. So it'll help people really gradually go from Mall C all the way to the lake in an ADA accessible way that feels very beautiful and park-like, and that will really, I think, make people excited to come downtown and see the lake from downtown.
You know, Jessica, one of the biggest news stories in Cleveland right now is the Browns. Will they, won't they move? Has that been taken into the plans for the lakefront on what to expect in the future after, 2029, I believe? Yeah,
so the lakefront, we've really looked at all different iterations of the land bridge, and we feel very firm that it is super important for the land bridge to be there, whether the Brown Stadium is on the lakefront or not. You know, it's 50 acres of really incredible lakefront property, and we know that there are a lot of users who are interested in coming to the lakefront. So whether there's a Brown Stadium there or not, the North Coast Connector is a really key priority for Mayor Bibb, and one that we're really excited to deliver for Clevelanders.
Jessica, can you talk about how Burke Lakefront fits into this plan as well?
Yeah, so the future of Burke Lakefront is, all kind of part of this lakefront master plan and lakefront vision. No matter what happens with Burke Lakefront and kind of what the future is there, being able to get people to the lake from our downtown is really central to making sure that downtown is a vibrant place for people to come visit.
Talk is one thing, but action is another. Jessica, when can we see bulldozers, trucks, everything starting to move dirt and do some action down there on the lakefront?
Yeah, one of the things that makes this particular grant so exciting is it really brings into focus when we're going to be able to have shovels in the ground. So 2027, we expect dirt to be moving and for us to be able to, for people to be able to go down and see that this project is happening.
Jessica, if people want more information about this project, where can they go?
They can visit the website for the project. It's www.clevelandnorthcoast.com, and they can go there. They can see renderings of the project. They can get project updates. They can give feedback, which we love people's feedback. All of that's available on the website.
Jessica, I want to thank you for joining me today. There's a lot of great stuff coming down the pike, and hopefully you can come back later for some more updates.
I'd love to give more updates, yeah.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much, Jessica.
Thank you.
Cleveland City Council held their weekly meeting, which we always air live here on TV20 Cleveland. In case you missed it, here are some of the highlights. Hey Cleveland, here's a quick wrap-up of the key decisions from the January 13th City Council meeting. Council approved reallocating over $3 million previously designated for the West Side Market improvements to align with a comprehensive redevelopment plan passed in 2023. This investment aims to modernize Cleveland's historic market. A $500,000 grant was awarded to Burton Bell Car Development to renovate storefronts and office space at the historic Moreland Theater building. This project aims to boost economic growth along Buckeye Road. Finally, an emergency resolution was adopted opposing AT&T's proposed tariff changes, which could impact local telecommunications. The resolution supports the Ohio Municipal League's challenge against this application. That's your Cleveland City Council wrap for this week. Stay tuned to TV20 for more updates on how council decisions shape our city. Hey, so what's the big conversation that's going on? Find out with TV20's show Conversations with Cal, hosted by professional conversationalist Cornell Calhoun III. Watch new episodes here on TV20 Cleveland or anytime you like on the TV20 Cleveland YouTube page. We'll be back with more TV20 news right after this.
Today's vote, in my eyes, is not a very difficult one.
Hello, I'm Michelle Princeton, and I'm a licensed social worker working for the Social Support Service Unit out of the Mayor's Office of Prevention Intervention Opportunities for Youth and Young Adults. The City of Cleveland has demonstrated a long-term commitment to residents working to create safe spaces in our neighborhood resource and recreation centers where families can access free resources and support services. We are committed to working together with families and other community providers to identify and help families who are struggling to achieve a better quality of life. To access the social support services, leave a message at 216-664-2223 and a team member will return your call. Our work includes referring individuals to appropriate services such as medical, hospital-related, long-term counseling, public assistance, veterans benefits, Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, food stamps, housing assistance, Head Start, and student loans. We also provide support and guidance for youth and young adults in addressing stigmatization, scapegoating, labeling, bullying, substance abuse, and unhealthy relationships. Once again, to access social support services, leave a message at 216-664-2223 and a team member will return your call. Thank you.
Cleveland, we're listening. The Cleveland Division of Air Quality values your voices, your concerns, stories, and ideas. We're using them to help shape an important update to the city's air pollution rules. In January, we invite you to attend informational meetings to learn more about the updated air code. These meetings are an opportunity for you to share your thoughts, provide feedback, and submit written comments. Join us in January, make your voice heard, and help make a difference in the health of our community. Together, we can create cleaner air for Cleveland.
Welcome back to TV20 News. I'm Dan Monroe. Human trafficking is all around us, but it's not always easy to spot. We were recently taken inside the Rape Crisis Center of Cleveland's facility to see the resources they have in place and to understand how we can all take action.
It's happened right in our backyard, right in this neighborhood.
A human trafficking victim may be hard to spot in public, but the workers at the Rape Crisis Center of Cleveland see them regularly.
Because my abuser just left and they've literally come here wrapped in a blanket.
The center assists victims and tries to prevent labor and sex trafficking through their drop-in center, the relationship with law enforcement and similar organizations across Northeast Ohio, and their outreach programs. A victim can receive the most immediate help at the drop-in center.
We do have showers, and we do have a brand new medical suite that we did a soft launch in December. And then we also have laundry room, and we provide everything for that. And then we have all of our provider services, which is advocacy, therapy, and case management.
The Rape Crisis Center's relationship with law enforcement allows them to go out on cases with the officers, but they stress the importance of letting the victims know they don't have to work with law enforcement right away. That's why the outreach programs hidden in plain sight are so important.
So these are just one of the things that we hand out to the community that can help them reach out to a friend or provide support. On the front of it, it just says strength. So it looks like one of those typical bracelets that you might have to support a cause. But on the inside, it's hidden. So this is about the 20th bracelet that I've worn, because every time I wear them as I'm going out and about, I have a need to give it to someone.
The Rape Crisis Center also works tirelessly to educate the public on spotting the signs and understanding how a trafficking case can come about.
Most of the time, it's someone who's getting to know the victim and seeing, what makes them vulnerable and things like that, and they will start grooming them, and then it'll go from there.
Though there's always more education needed and work to be done, hope is always on the horizon for the Rape Crisis Center staff.
As I said, the needs of human trafficking survivors are so diverse. We want to be able to meet folks where they're at.
For more information, visit their website at clevelandrapecrisis.org or call the drop-in office directly at 1-855-431-7827. We'll be right back after this.
At Cleveland Rape Crisis Center, we believe that everyone deserves to feel safe, supported, and heard. For over 50 years, we have been here to help survivors of rape, sexual abuse, and human trafficking rebuild their lives and to prevent future violence through education and advocacy. Our services are confidential and always free of charge. We provide 24/7 crisis and support hotline for immediate help, individual and group counseling to promote healing, specialized services for children and families, advocacy and legal support to navigate complex systems, prevention education to empower communities, resources and support for deaf and hard of hearing survivors through our Deaf Pathways program, and drop-in center for the on-spot assistance. No matter what you're going through, you are not alone. Call our 24/7 hotline at 216-619-6192 or text 216-619-6192 or visit clevelandrapecrisis.org to chat with a trained professional. Help is here and healing is possible. Together, we can make a difference.
Cleveland Public Library is the People's University. As the center of learning for a diverse and inclusive community, Cleveland Public Library is much more than books. Our vision is to put opportunity within reach and empower people. We are a free resource for people of all ages and all abilities. From kindergartners learning to read, to teens discovering career paths, to adults and seniors pursuing new hobbies and interests. The library has something for everyone and offers a world of possibilities for you to discover and unlock. Visit Cleveland Public Library and access free programs and services in arts and culture, social services, literature, technology, family and education, and much more. Learn more at cpl.org and start your story with us at the People's University.
Welcome back to TV20 News. I'm Dan Monroe. The members of the Glenville Football Championship team came to Cleveland City Hall for a much-deserved celebration. I am so jacked to be here among this sea of red here at the Rotunda of Cleveland City Hall to bring to you at home the celebration of the great season of the Glenville Tarblooders football team. All right, I am here with my good friend and Councilman Kevin Conwell. I talked to you earlier this week. I said, you bleed Tarblooder. What does it mean to be so involved with this amazing team?
I really love it. You know, I come from Glenville High School, the class of 1979, before you was even born, Dan.
I was 4 years old.
Oh, you were 4 years
Yes.
old? And so you get the spirit. It's not just talking about Glenville, it's the whole neighborhood. It's the spirit of the neighborhood for Glenville. So we feel really proud, and we're proud of these guys here, what they have accomplished. One thing about Glenville and the football team, Ted Ginn Academy and Glenville teaches the children how to win. Not just become back-to-back state champions, they teach them how to win in life. How to become good citizens, how to become good Christians, how to become good fathers, how to become good men. That's what they look at there, and he teaches them principles. So it feels really, really good, and to honor them, and we still win. That's our theme. We still win. We didn't lose because they're not losers. This football team brought the culture of winning to the Glenville community.
Okay, joining me now is Coach Ginn. Coach, congratulations on another great season. What do you attribute to the success for this year? Talk about that.
Well, I just think it's the hard work and dedication that we put in all year. Very young team, but we overcame the youth part of it. Just fell a little short in the end. One game from the state championship, so, you know, it's just the hard work and dedication.
You know, Coach, I was thinking about every year you kind of have a new team with the new freshmen, the seniors going out. What did you learn about your team this year that you didn't know going into it?
I knew we was talented. I think this is the most talent I've had on one team, totally in every position. This was young. But what I learned more of this year, that they could overcome adversity, you know what I'm saying? And that we grew together as a team and grew up, you know, this every week.
All right, I am here with the players, the best of the Glenville Tarblooders. Your name?
Demarion Gill.
Demarion, what do you play?
Linebacker.
Okay, what is the best moment of the season for you?
My best moment from the season for real was just going to Golden Corral, man. Like, I really love eating with the guys, you know, sitting down, talking football, watching film before the games. You know, it was a great atmosphere. Then after all, we all got up, start praying, head out for the game. So that was really my favorite moment of the season, you know, going out to eat with the guys.
Talk about the hardware. What are we looking at here?
We're looking at our regional championship medals. You know, just coming out and just playing hard and just getting the regional championship done. But that's pretty much it.
Do we have any seniors in the group? All right. Come on, you're senior too?
Yeah.
Come on up for a second, I want to talk to you. It's senior year. I was just talking to Coach Ginn about this. Senior year is tough. I mean, you've probably been with the team, what, 4 years? Three? Yeah. Is it tough, that last game? What was that like? Talk us through your emotions of that last game.
It was really heartbreaking, you know, because my senior year, you know, I wanted to go out and win states because I helped the guys last year win states. But it was fun because, you know, last game with all my brothers, playing my last high school game with them, but it was just really heartbreaking at the end of the day because we didn't go out and get to go out the right way and win states.
Talk about some of the highs of this season that you personally experienced, anyone that you experienced, something that really steps out for you.
A personal high from this moment is just seeing the team, gradually progress from week one to, the last game of the season. It didn't turn out how we expected, but just watching my teammates and watching my brothers, I call them brothers, just watching them progress as men and football players. So that was a high for me.
Rob and Barbara Norton are longtime Glenville residents and diehard Tarblooder fans. What does it mean to be a Tarblooder fan and support these young men through their ups and downs, and all that crazy excitement going on?
Well, as I told you earlier, it is always a bonus to see young men trying to strive, young people trying to strive and do their best. And this group of gentlemen, this school, the administration are all examples of how powerful it is when you get behind your young people and you help them to excel and be their best. And so being a part of that is just a blessing.
Rob, I had a chance to talk with Coach Ginn earlier, and I said, what did you learn about this it's a young team, 9 seniors, he told me. He says, Dan, it's their work ethic. He was blown away by their work ethic. Talk about their work ethic, how important it is to just be that strong like that.
Well, again, for me, having grown up in the neighborhood, there's been a long sports legacy and history. Many athletes have gone on to the pro level. But just in the old neighborhoods, there was always a high level of competition. There were so many kids in our neighborhoods. So almost every street in Glenville had enough kids to field the team, whether it was basketball, baseball, football, tennis, you name it. There were always enough kids. There were always municipal leagues, baseball leagues, football leagues. So we always had an opportunity to show and develop the sports skills.
The accolades are given out, the speeches are made, but now there's one thing left to make this celebration complete. For the young men of the Glenville Tarblooders football team is to have some pizza. Congrats to the mighty Tarblooders. In other local sports news, an Indiana Pacers basketball player came back to his hometown and made a special visit to his old high school, St. Martin de Porres. Enrique Freeman is a forward with the Indiana Pacers and was treated to a welcome home celebration when he visited his old school where they dedicated his high school jersey.
Tonight, as we dedicate a jersey that symbolizes not only athletic excellence, but also perseverance, we look forward to a future where this legacy inspires generations to come. With plans for a new gymnasium underway, we hope Enrique's story will motivate our community and supporters to help us realize a space that matches the potential of our students while honoring the values that we celebrate tonight.
St. Martin's principal and boys varsity basketball head coach Ryan Schneider, who was also Freeman's coach, had a lot to say about his work ethic.
I can honestly say that I've never coached a player that has worked harder than Enrique Freeman. It's a rarity to watch him play in a game, whether it was high school, college, or now, right? Where you see another player on the court at the same time that's working harder than him. I would say almost 100% of the time when he's on the court, you would say, who's the hardest working player? Enrique Freeman.
Freeman said that St. Martin de Porres was like a compass, guiding his life towards success.
It played the role of being the navigator. It navigated my future, it navigated the things I needed to be successful in college, and just they gave me the tools that I needed early at a young age, especially having work experience at 14. It puts students at an advantage when they get into college and they want to work. They know how to get a job. They know to show up on time. They go through the trials and tribulations in high school when the consequences aren't that severe.
Congratulations, Enrique, on the dedication of your jersey, and welcome home. We are constantly uploading new content on our TV20 Cleveland YouTube page, so make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on anything. You can also connect with TV20 Cleveland on your favorite social media platforms like Facebook, Instagram, and X. Thank you so much for watching TV20 News. I'm Dan Monroe. Be sure to stay tuned for more on TV20. We are Cleveland.